In 1999, Office Space was a failure. It opened at number 8 at the box office. Critics didn't get it. Audiences ignored it. The studio marketed it like a wacky teen comedy, which it absolutely is not. But 20 years later, something changed. People realized it wasn't a comedy because it was a documentary about the suffocating modern work culture. The film accidentally predicted the future of work. It invented quiet quitting 2 decades before the term existed. It captured the soul-crushing reality of open-plan offices, bad bosses, and pointless meetings. This is the story of the movie that validated your rage. Today, we're breaking down the ultimate anti-work manifesto. Here are 25 weird things you never knew about Office Space. Mike Judge didn't write this script because he was funny. He wrote it because he was miserable. Fact 1. Mike Judge lived this nightmare. Before he created Beavis and Butthead, Judge was an engineer. He worked in a gray cubicle. He had a boss who asked him to work weekends. He actually spent weeks alphabetizing purchase orders. The pain you see on screen isn't fiction. It is a memoir. Fact 2. Milton came first. The movie didn't start as a movie. It started as a series of animated shorts on SNL and MTV. They focused entirely on Milton, the mumbling man with the stapler. Judge voiced him. The studio realized that if you gave that weird little cartoon a budget, you might have a hit. Fact 3. The studio wanted Matt Damon. 20th Century Fox didn't trust the script. They wanted star power to sell it. They pushed hard for Matt Damon or Ben Affleck to play Peter Gibbons. Judge refused. He wanted someone who looked like a regular guy. He fought for Ron Livingston because he had eyes that looked like they'd been staring at a monitor all day. Fact 4. Jennifer Aniston was the only star. To appease the studio, they cast Jennifer Aniston. She was the biggest TV star in the world on Friends. Why did she take a role in a weird office comedy? She wanted to play a waitress who hated her job. It was the dark mirror version of Rachel Green. Fact 5. The movie bombed. It opened in 8th place. It made less than $13 million in theaters. The marketing campaign was a disaster. They tried to sell it as a wacky screwball comedy for teenagers. Teenagers didn't care about TPS reports. It looked like a failure, until the workers found it. In 2022, quiet quitting became a buzzword. In 1999, Peter Gibbons invented it. Fact 6. Peter is the patient zero of modern burnout. Peter doesn't storm out like Jerry Maguire. He doesn't make a scene. He just stops caring. He comes in late. He ignores emails. He does the bare minimum to not get fired. He proved that the best way to get promoted in corporate America is to stop trying. Fact 7. PC load letter is real. The error message that breaks Michael Bolton's brain? That wasn't a joke written for the movie. It was a real error message on the HP LaserJet 4 series. It stood for paper cassette load letter. It meant the paper tray was empty. Millions of office workers in the 90s stared at that message in confusion every single day. Fact 8. Bill Lumbergh is based on a real person. Actually, he is based on several real people. Mike Judge combined the worst traits of every boss he ever had. The specific, yeah, hi, verbal tick, that came from one specific engineering manager Judge worked for. A man who used hi to avoid actually having a human conversation. Fact 9. Initech was designed to look like a prison. The production designer made a subtle choice. He lowered the cubicle walls slightly. Why? So that when the actors stood up, they looked like inmates popping their heads out of cells. It was a minimum security prison with better lighting. Fact 10. The jump to conclusions mat was real. The terrible invention pitched by Tom Smikowski? A mat with conclusions on it that you jump to? That wasn't a joke, Judge wrote. It was a sincere pitch he received from a coworker in the 80s. The guy genuinely thought it was a billion-dollar idea. Judge kept it in his memory for 10 years just to roast him. Most movies reflect culture. This movie changed it. Fact 11. The red swingline stapler didn't exist. The most iconic prop in the movie was a mistake. Swingline didn't sell a red stapler in 1999. The prop master just painted a standard black one red. They did it because the gray stapler disappeared into the gray cubicle walls. They needed it to pop on camera. Fact 12. Swingline was forced to make them. After the movie hit DVD, people went crazy. Swingline received thousands of calls demanding the Rio Red stapler. For years, they told people it didn't exist. Finally, realizing they were sitting on a gold mine, they put it into production. It became their best-selling product for years. Fact 13. It killed flair. Before this movie, TGI Fridays actually required employees to wear flair. Suspenders covered in pins and buttons. After the movie, customers wouldn't stop mocking the waiters about it. It became a joke. TGI Fridays eventually banned flair completely to distance themselves from the ridicule. The movie literally changed restaurant uniforms forever. Fact 14. The real Michael Bolton was not amused. The singer Michael Bolton claimed he didn't mind the jokes, but later he admitted the truth. He said the movie hurt his career's cool factor. It is hard to be a sex symbol when millions of people are calling you a no-talent ass clown. Fact 15. The printer smash was therapy. The scene where the boys destroy the printer isn't just slapstick. It was personal. Mike Judge actually hated a specific printer he used as an engineer. He said filming that scene was better than 10 years of therapy. The cast destroyed 3 different printers to get the shots. They enjoyed every second of it. The studio didn't understand the movie. They fought Mike Judge on almost every decision. Fact 16. They hated the soundtrack. The studio head, Tom Rothman, hated the gangster rap. He thought having white software engineers listening to the Ghetto Boys was weird. He argued it made the characters unlikable. Judge threatened to take his name off the movie if they changed the music. He won, and the contrast became the funniest joke in the film. Fact 17. They wanted a happy ending. The studio wanted Peter to get rich, or get married, or start a successful company. Judge refused. He insisted that Peter finding a manual labor job was the true happy ending. Clearing debris on a construction site wasn't glamorous, but it was freedom. Fact 18. Mike Judge secretly plays Stan. The director didn't just write the bad bosses, he played one. Mike Judge has a cameo as Stan, the tchotchkes manager. He is the one who harasses Jennifer Aniston about her flair. He literally inserted himself into the movie to mock the forced happiness he hated. Fact 19. Bill Lumbergh doesn't blink. Gary Cole made a very specific acting choice. He decided that Lumbergh would almost never blink. It gives him a predatory, lizard-like quality. He stares right through you. It is subtle, but it makes him deeply unsettling. Fact 20. Milton was legally blind on set. Stephen Root wanted Milton to feel isolated. He wore contact lenses that were incredibly thick. He couldn't see a thing while filming. He had to be led around the set by crew members. That look of confusion in his eyes, he is literally trying to find the camera. The movie doesn't just survive today. It's become the standard for the burnt-out anti-corporate movement. Fact 21. The O-face scene was almost cut. The studio was nervous about the scene where a coworker shows Peter his personal tape. They wanted it cut for rating reasons. Judge fought to keep it, and the term O-face entered the global lexicon forever. Fact 22. The Case of the Mondays lady is an icon. She is on screen for seconds, but she represents something specific: toxic positivity. Every office has one person who refuses to admit that being at work sucks. She is the villain we all know. Fact 23. Milton's voice was an invention. In the script, Milton was just weird. Stephen Root invented the lisp and the mumbling. He wanted him to sound like he was constantly complaining to himself. It worked. He stole every scene he was in. Fact 24. It found its audience after work. The movie failed in theaters because teenagers didn't get it. But when it hit Comedy Central, ratings exploded. People were coming home from their terrible jobs to watch a movie about a terrible job. It was decompression. Fact 25. It predicted the Great Resignation. 20 years later, millions of people did exactly what Peter Gibbons did. They stopped caring. They realized that loyalty to a company is a trap. The movie showed us the truth. The only way to win the corporate game is to stop playing. So there you have it. A box office bomb that changed the world. A movie written by a bored engineer, starring a guy who refused to blink, and featuring a stapler that didn't exist. As long as there are cubicles, office space will never die. If you like this video, please click that like and subscribe button, and leave a comment. We would love to know if there is something you would like to see in the future.